Hey guys, Stephen Kells RC. Today we're going to cover a different topic than I normally would cover. In front of me you see various special tools that I have in the toolbox behind me. I have a brake compressor master kit, which has both left hand and right hand threads. This is the left hand, that's the right hand. And some Ford products, when you do the brakes, you have right hand thread turns, so that's what that's for. And then you have your different setups for the piston. Then over here I have a Master O2 sensor kit for various oil sensors, O2 sensors, whatnot. Then right here, pardon me a second, puppy. No. Right here, hey. Why are my animals always rude when I try to record for you guys? As I was saying, right here what I have is a coolant pressure tester to find leaks in the coolant system. Then right here is a battery terminal puller. Name says it in itself. So, what does this have to do with RC? Well, I'm going to explain in just a moment. The reason why I brought up some of my specialty tools that I have is because, believe it or not, there are some specialty tools in the RC world. And these are some that I would say I can't do without from here on out. Especially since I like to build my rigs more than anything else. All these tools have a purpose. Even this hole punch, I'll explain that one in a minute, in a few. We're going to start from my left to my right, which might be your right to left. I'm not sure. But starting off to the left, we're going to talk shock plier tools. Now this one's from Dynamite, and it has various different I don't know if you can see that too well, but it has various shock shaft mounts right here, or holders you can use. I believe these are for your like shock bodies themselves, which, if I'm wrong in your experience, definitely let me know, but that's what I would think those are for, because you also have one right here. My favorite part is this ball end installer and remover. You got a hole right here for when you remove the pivot balls, and I'll tell you right now, this tool has changed a lot of things for me. It used to be when I would install a shock, I would grab a pair of my needle nose, wrap the shock shaft in paper towel, and hold as best as I could to keep from marring up the shock shaft. This right here, it's a game changer. Definitely, if you're going to get any specialty tools, make this your first one. Definitely make this your first one. And the other feature that this has is it has a tire punch. So if you need to vent your tires, or that's what you like to do, there you have it right there. You just punch it down onto the brass piece right there, and your tire is punched. I haven't had a chance to use this yet. That's because all the tires I have already are punched. But definitely get this as your first tool. And the first three sets of tools kind of coincide with each other, I guess you could say. And I'm going to pause it right quick because I forgot one thing. Alright guys, this is not a specialty tool. This is just for demonstration in a few. The next tool, specialty tool I would suggest are, these are from Dlux Fab. These are rod end installers. We got, let's see, doesn't really say the different sizes, but it works in most of your 1/8 inch chucks. But these right here make installing your rod ends and taking them off very easy, especially like if you get like I've been using Hardcore RC links. Theirs are tapered, but it still makes life a lot easier. I wish I had these when I was building my gatekeeper, because, well, they're not tapered. So they got 2 different sizes on Dlux Fab's website, and you got this one, which is the one I use the most for the Hardcore RC links. It doesn't necessarily work with the axial, but this one will. Is this going to make me a liar? Well, it's in there, but, and really, you don't need to have the whole thing in there. Just need to have it in there enough, but it makes life a lot easier installing rod ends. So I would definitely recommend that. I do know Team Garage Hack makes their own version. It's all metal, whereas this one looks like it's 3D printed, but so far this is holding up pretty good. I haven't had any issues. I don't even see any wear from where I have used them. So definitely get you these. Now I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of these tools working with each other. So let me no, yes, I think that will work. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on my chuck here. Alright, so we're going to take my shock tool, find the right size, and then fell off, but still shows the purpose behind it. So much easier than taking one of your screwdrivers and just spinning and spinning and spinning. Much easier. So now let's get it back in there. And boom, just like that, the rod end's back on. Much quicker, easier. If you don't have threads in there already, it don't matter. It's going to make life easier. And let's just show you guys the ball removal. So you just set the pivot ball on that tinier portion of the stud there until it's seated. Close it. Now I will recommend it when you get these, kind of hold your hand to where it cups that hole, because it will come flying out sometimes. So boom, easy as pie. I don't have to use my lineman pliers anymore, which is what I use to install the pivot balls, which it kind of contorts your rod ends, which I don't really like doing that. And to install them back on, it's real easy. Just set your pivot ball there, set your rod end in, and you barely got, oop, I squeezed too much. So we're going to flip it back around, and you barely got to squeeze it. Just like that, it's back in. So if you have to build shocks, which I've been building I've been building DraftTechs lately. These tools they will make a world of difference. Now, we'll go ahead and put that back over there. Now, let's say you do have DraftTechs like I do. I'm used to taken snap rings off without snap ring pliers on full-size vehicles. I've done it time and time again, even installing them. It's not easy, but I can do it with some flatheads and picks. It's a bear, I'll tell you that. And I tried to do that with my first set of drive techs, and for the most part, it went good. But these C-clips on the drive techs are a lot smaller, so I would recommend you get their snap ring pliers. These right here work perfectly. Now, I got these off Dlux Fab's website. These work perfectly for their shocks, so definitely get them. If you don't want to get theirs, it says here that it's good from 8 to 13 millimeter snap rings. I did buy a set at the local auto parts store. It had some small ones. I was thinking, alright, this should work. I couldn't get them small enough, so definitely I would say get the ones off of Dlux Fab's website, because it's going to be a guaranteed fit. But having these for their snap ring made life a whole lot easier. I didn't have to try to do my old school trick, which I almost destroyed one of those snap rings. I kind of bent it a little bit, doing my old school way of doing things. I won't be doing that again. So, other specialty tools. Micrometer. When I did the bumper on tree limit, I needed to take a good bit off the front. Well, not a good bit, but I needed to take some of the chassis away to make the bumper sit a little more flush to the front of the body. And this right here helped me make that exact measurement to get it to where I need it. If you're building a custom belly dragger and you want a certain length, and you need to know the measurements to tell whoever your link maker is, this will help. When I was building the Dirty Virginian, the stock upper link from the TRX4 was not going to work, so I had to measure from the mounting hole that I wanted to use on the UGRC Dirty South chassis to the axle, and I luckily was able to find a link that would work. So a micrometer is definitely useful for various things, especially if you're a full-on custom builder. If you're wanting to, I'm not into building out of styrene. I'm not that talented. But I would say if you are building or wanting to get into building custom rigs, especially out of stuff like styrene, I would highly recommend this. Micrometer is going to be a good friend. Another one, and I just happened to see this one. I was at a store we have here called Orshowns. I was looking just for the saw blade because I have a full-size hacksaw. This was for when I wanted to cut that bumper off. I just, by happen chance, run into this mini hacksaw. Yeah, I could have done what I needed to do with the full-size hacksaw, but it probably wouldn't have been too good. This right here allowed me to have a lot more control. Could have gotten a Dremel? Yeah, but I don't want to. My luck, the cut-off wheels for those always break. But I got away with doing this, and it actually came out pretty clean. So a hacksaw is definitely, a mini hacksaw is a good way to go. I picked this up, you might as well say, for $10, and then I got some extra blades. So this one is Stanley. They did call it their mini hacksaw, and it's real easy to put the blade in. You just slide the blade in back here, and then you have a nut on the back and then a Phillips head right here. It just uses pressure to hold it in place. I can't move it. So, awesome little tool. Now, you heard me mention that this has a hole punch for your tires. Not all of these, from what I've seen, have hole punches for your tires. So let's say you want to vent your tires, but you don't have that. Yes, the hole is going to be a bit big. They are, I will admit that. So if you're into racing, like short wheel truck, short course trucks, buggies and whatnot, I wouldn't recommend these because it would put too big of a hole, I would think. But for me, I put the hole on the inside of the tire where I feel like it's less likely to grab the sidewall, and I don't have to worry about the hole in the center of the tread because I kind of worry about that with what I do. But get you a regular single hole paper punch. I mean, you will have to really work it in there because of that piece right there, but once you finagle it in, you get it to about where you want it on the tire, and you punch it. It doesn't take much effort at all to punch a hole in the tire with this. So, like I said, I wouldn't recommend this if you're racing buggies or anything of that nature, because this hole will be a bit big. Matter of fact, let's see if I can get a measurement. That was 5.5 millimeters. Let's switch that over to, so you're looking at 0.22, almost quarter-inch diameter hole. So that's why I wouldn't recommend this for anybody who's got short course trucks, buggies, bashers. You would want a hole more of this size, because I know you want to vent the inside the tread of those to get rid of dirt and water. That's a different application. I'm a crawler, so inside wall of the tire, that will be great. And then lastly, I got two other tools. You wouldn't think of these probably. The first one I'm going to pull up is this flathead right here. It's got a magnetized end right here, so if you're dealing with C-clips, or if you're trying to pull a screw that don't want to come out, or you can't reach it and you can't get it out any further, that's useful. Now, for us, that flathead, it's not a flathead. That's a pry tool. That's a pry bar for us. Although, when you work on cars, any flathead of any size is a pry bar too. But this pocket size flathead is perfect for what we do. And like I said, this is a pry tool more than anything. I use it a lot to pry things apart, to pull screws out if I can't get it out with the magnetic end. This thing is very useful, and I would highly recommend you get you a pocket screwdriver, especially the flathead. And then the last one, which probably is going to be useful across the board. For me, there's some builds, I'm going to say my G-Speed the most, because I have a 4-link on it, and they have screws that are facing forward, or not screws, I should say, Allen heads that are facing forward, and they get dirt in them a lot. Dirt, parts of trees that are rotted, and that's what this pick's for. It'll also work for any buddy across the board. Get you a pick. If you can't fit your, let's say you're trying to get your hex head in there and it doesn't want to go in because it's just compact and it feels like it's going to strip, get you a pick. This pick I've used a lot. Just I go in there, start agitating the dirt and loosen it up, and it will eventually clear out to where I can get a full seat onto the head. I've used this countless times. It works great. So yeah, get you a pick. This isn't about regular tools or drills. This is just about the specialty tools that I have that I don't necessarily think I could go without, especially these. This would be my number one recommendation for specialty tools for us. The rest of it, it's up to you, but this is what I have in my toolbox for specialty tools. So hopefully this helps you out, guys, especially if you're new to the hobby and you're wondering, well, what can I do to make life easier when I do this, that, or the other. If it did help you, give it a thumbs up. If there's anything else that you would like me to do a video on, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best. If it's a subject that I don't know too well, I will let you know, because I don't want to give you guys bad information, because there is some things I'm just not very keen on. But yeah, definitely let me know if there's something else you want me to cover, and like, subscribe, catch you on the flip side.